Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this wonderful Monday evening. It is the 8th day of February 2021, and it's the 8th day of Black History Month 2021. So we want to wish you all a happy Black History Month. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As you guys all know, Super Bowl 55 took place yesterday in Tampa, Florida. And my two wonderful co-hosts, my angels, will be talking about the highs and lows of Super Bowl 55, as well as we have other news to talk about. One of OWN TV's famed stars, Dr. Laura Berman, lost her son to a drug overdose this weekend. We'll talk about that. I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Berman several times. Chicago also lost a great icon today. So it's much to talk about. But in honor of Black History Month, we welcome to the show realtor and humanitarian Whitney Hampton. Whitney is on a mission to continue the changing of the narrative of all of the destruction that happened with the looting and rioting here in Chicago over the summer, and the fact that South Side neighborhoods and underserved neighborhoods, millennials need to come back in and help with these neighborhoods. And I do agree. So we'll meet this amazing young lady tonight to talk about all of her humanitarian efforts, as well as how she's trying to encourage younger people to come back and buy the community and help to bring the community back to where it once used to be. So I love it. Yes, amen. So you know these two beautiful chicas that I have with me. The one young lady in the box next to me is Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets, our co-host extraordinaire. Hey. What's happening, darling?
Hey.
How are you?
It's Monday, darling.
Yes, it
I am
is.
blessed and highly favored.
Are you blessed in what, dear? You say you blessed
and
in
highly
what?
favored and trying to keep warm.
Oh, I used to
Highly
always,
favored and trying to
yes.
keep warm.
Amen. I used to always say I was blessed and highly flavored, but I had to turn that around. I did have to turn that around. But yes, I used to always say, honey, I'm blessed and highly flavored. But you know, those are my old days. It was my old days. Yes. Well, glad to have you here. And last but not least, the amazing young lady in the box below us is Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks, all the way from Oklahoma City. Hello, Sister Girl. How are you tonight,
Hi,
Kim?
I'm great. How are you all doing?
Good.
Good.
Ladies, we are back. It is Monday night. Glad both of you were available to do tonight with me. We have so much that we need to talk about. First of all, Kim, how was your weekend? Oh, as you went to drink a gulp of water, how was your weekend, Kim?
As I like to tease my mom, this is gin and vodka.
Oh, I love both gin and vodka.
My mother and I FaceTime each other like 4 or 5 times a week. And so I always tease. I said, Mom, this is gin and vodka. And she goes, oh, Kimberly.
Right. I love your mother. You posted a picture of her last week, and she seems to be a hoot. I can't wait to meet her.
She's great. This weekend I had my acting classes and schoolwork, and it was very difficult, but I made it through. And we are in the midst of an ice storm right now. We had several accidents here this morning. One gentleman flew off of the highway 70 feet. You know, he skid off.
I saw that story.
I did
see that. Really?
Yeah, he's fine. From what I understand, I haven't heard anything else.
Well, if he went over a 70-foot embankment, he may be fine, but I guarantee you he messed himself. I know he probably pooped on himself, because can you imagine?
No, I cannot.
Imagine. No,
I cannot.
Yeah, that's just a mess.
Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with down here. Yeah. You know, where the buffaloes roam. So.
Well, honey, it's so cold up here.
Yeah, I heard.
A dear friend of mine who's a witch told me on Friday that she had on a flannel bra and 2 hoodies, and that's how cold it is here. Yes. Right? Hey, Renee, can you co-sign that? Uh-oh, did we lose her?
She's frozen.
Oh, she
It's
laughing so hard.
no, I'm just laughing because eh, only if Erica Jarvis makes that bra, we're good. How about that?
You know,
Well, go ahead.
I used to tell people that when I would wake up when I lived in Chicago, because I worked in the Big Red, the Big Red building.
CNA building,
I worked
right?
for CNA for a few years,
Yeah.
and there was a wind tunnel right there at that
Yep.
one. Is that Jackson?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Yep.
when I would wake up and hear what the temperature would be, I calculated in my head how much vacation and sick time I have.
Just because of that wind
Just
tunnel.
because of that wind. And I would go, okay, 6 minus carry to 1. And I was seriously, whoo, I
Yeah.
can feel it right now.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes. Well,
Yep, those were the days.
it is quite cold here. We hate to say it's that cold. It's going to be cold for another week. I can only imagine what my electric bill is going to be when this is all said and done, because I have all kind of heaters and everything going, but that's okay, as long as we are healthy and staying safe and all of that. And we want to remind everyone that we are in the midst of a deep freeze here in the Chicagoland area. For any particular reason you feel as if you are cold, please call 311. That's City Services. They will be able to direct you to a warming center or help you to find resources. Be very careful with space heaters. Make sure they're in the center of the room, not next to furniture or curtains or anything that can become combustible. Also, make sure your smoke detectors and CO2 detectors are working. And you're really not supposed to use your stove as a heating source because of the CO2. So just be very mindful and careful about keeping yourself warm, and just get under blankets and put some hoodies on. That's all I can say, So I don't know. Hey, Renee, what else going on with you, my dear?
Just as Kim, like, just trying to stay warm. It was a good weekend, even though I know we're going to talk about the Super Bowl later. I did not see the Super Bowl. I saw all the accoutrements on YouTube behind the Super Bowl. My team wasn't in it, and of course we know who won. And it was one of those Super Bowls where it was the best Super Bowl. Nah, but we'll talk about that. So it's
Okay.
good that we started another week, and that's it. My goal is keep warm each and every moment.
Okay. All right. Well, as you guys all know, we're in the midst of a global pandemic. And during this pandemic, schooling has been a number one issue. Here recently, Chicago Public Schools, it's been a toss up between the mayor and the Chicago's Teachers Union on whether or not our young people should be back in school learning. I know our current president is trying to push for young people to get back in school. So just announced, and this was yesterday, Mayor Lori Lightfoot and the Chicago Teachers Union leadership reached a tentative agreement to reopen city schools for families seeking in-person instructions, narrowly avoiding a strike. Sources said any deal is contingent on bordering union approval of the terms via a vote by the union's 25,000 members. And so this is how it would all work if everything goes right. This is a tentative framework. The first group of students and staff, pre-K and special education cluster programs, would return February 11th. First grade through fifth grade, I think they said, would go back after that, but they've given no timeline on when high school students would go back at all. And a lot of us feel that a lot of these problems we're having out of these teenagers is the fact that they're not in any organized activity for a majority of their day. And so, ladies, first of all, I'm gonna get your comment, Kay Renee, and then I want to find out from you, Kim. Are you all back in school in Oklahoma? Kay Renee, what do you think of this going back to school situation?
Well, as you indicated, I think the teacher's main concern is whether or not they're going to be safe. One of their talking points is we have to make sure that they're properly vaccinated. So if they've reached a agreement, and I know the union is supposed to vote on this as we speak, as we're on air now. Um, but I also know in voting, and we're going to talk about one of their own is now, in the heavens. So um, I'm hopeful that they can vote on a compromise because, like you, I would like for the kids to go back as well as the teachers, but it has to be safe and they have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that they feel comfortable returning back to school because a lot of teachers, as I'm sure as a lot of students, they live in multi-generational households where you have
Mm-hmm.
individuals who have those pre-existing conditions. So a lot of teachers and I'm sure a lot of parents and a lot of students are mindful of that. But a lot of students have lost over a year's worth of learning since the pandemic hit.
Mhm.
And not only
Mm-hmm.
it affects them um, fit, mentally, it's affected them physically, logically. It's time. I get it. I know all of us want to go back, but we want them to go back safe. So
Mm-hmm.
if the teachers union votes on this, then we shall see. Because Dr. Arwady, the medical director here in Chicago, she said if the numbers go up, we're gonna have to reevaluate. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good to know that even though Lauren and uh, is pushing for this, they're also mindful if those numbers continue, if they escalate, they're gonna have to really sit back and say, okay, what we need to do. So it's a very sticky situation, I think.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Kim, what do you think? You a lifelong Chicagoan, even though you've lived other places. Our educational system here has been dicey at best. And we also want to know what's going on where you are as far as the school system. Go right ahead.
Some of the schools have let in. There are some virtual schools that have been created for parents who don't feel comfortable sending their kids to regular schools. Um, I just feel for everyone involved. I've tried to think of an educated answer to this. I
Mm-hmm.
feel for everyone involved. The Urban League had a grant that they put together with the first stimulus bill, or was it the
Mm-hmm.
second one, where they gave money to the government gave money to the Urban League, and then the Urban League decided to give money to churches to start virtual schools.
Mm-hmm.
So at my brother's church, we have a very large hall, and they had 15 students that would come 8 or 9 hours a day. The parents
Mm-hmm.
would drop them off,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had teachers to help them during the day. And
Okay.
my sister-in-law ran the center and did not have one incident of COVID with the
Mm-hmm.
students or the teachers. And this was something they just did on the fly. So it
Okay.
can be done, but you know, it's a lot of
Right.
work. And so I just pray for everyone involved because this is unprecedented times.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, parochial and
I
private
agree.
schools have been back in session here, and young people have been going to class, and they still have given people the option of remote learning. But somebody brought a valid point up to me that when you're talking about like a public school, and not to say
Hmm.
that public school people don't take care of themselves the same way
Yeah.
private or whatever, but somebody
Mhm.
said that when parents are shelling out money or have to do things to make sure tuition is paid, they tend to stand up to a higher standard of morals or
Mhm.
doing things the right way, which I'm not saying whether it's right
Yeah, I know
or
what you're
wrong.
saying.
It's just
Yeah.
interesting that when
Right.
you are
Yeah.
dealing with public, you're dealing
Hmm.
with a whole different type of situation. You know what I'm
Yeah, I know
saying?
exactly what you're
So
saying.
I went to today. I went to the doctor with a friend at Northwestern Hospital, and I just was so impressed with the way Northwestern Hospital, when you walked in their building,
Hmm.
they gave you another mask to put over your mask. A
Hmm.
week ago, I was at another hospital. They weren't handing out masks or making sure, and having people patrolling, walking around, checking. So, and it just goes to show you that, when you pay more or do more, things tend to be a
Hmm.
little bit better, and
Hmm.
versus, when it's just the public. And that's my
Right,
opinion on
right,
that,
right, right, right.
Yes.
Yeah. This is something that we're really going to have to
Yeah.
figure out. I hope that people are writing books about this and
Yes.
guidelines. This will not be the first time that we deal with this. And
Right.
hopefully the next time we will be more prepared. And this is not to blame anybody because nobody saw this coming.
Right.
We've been in this almost a year now. And hopefully people are putting together guidelines to say, look, when this happens 10 years from now, this is what we can do. So that, when it comes again, we have the guidelines to put in place, because our kids need their education, especially our children, our children.
Absolutely.
Well, somebody, I was reading today that when polio was really bad and we had a polio outbreak, and I want to say it was like 1938 or 39 when polio happened, that children were learning via the radio back then. That school was administered via the radio. And what I tell people all the time, radio was the way we were entertained for many years. Television, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Television, people think, oh my God, television been here forever. And it's really not. And it was the radio. But during the polio epidemic, children were educated via the radio. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
But that would make sense, Art, because for FDR was afflicted by polio, and he would always have his fireside chats via radio. So that's how people got their information. Was through radio. So that would make a lot of sense.
Yes. So that's what I learned earlier today. All right. Well, let's continue to move on, ladies. Illinois public health officials announced today 1,747 new confirmed and probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 35 additional fatalities. That now brings the total number of infections in the state of Illinois to 1,148,088 statewide or cases. Statewide death total is 19,668, and that's since the start of the pandemic. Illinois public health officials reported that on Sunday, 16,110 vaccinations were administered, now bringing the total number of vaccines administered to 1,358,967. The number of Illinois residents who have fully been vaccinated, and that means they have not received one, but they've received both of their shots, is now 299,172, and the 7-day rolling average of vaccines administered is 51,794. How about that?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
Well, we're rolling along, trying to get people to get vaccinated.
Progress.
Yes, it is.
How is it where you are, Kim?
We had 1,040 new cases reported over the weekend and 4 deaths. It is going down. It is going down. So, we're trying to get more people vaccinated. We're not going as fast as we want to. As you all, I don't know if you're going to mention this. The NFL, well, we don't have any NFL places here, but many of the arenas around the country, the NFL arenas, are going to be opening for people to get vaccinated. So we're getting ready to do a large push, bringing in the National Guard and everything. So I think over the next 2 months, you're going to see a big surge in the number of vaccinations.
Well, I know by the end of this week, vaccinations will be available at your big box retail drugstores, your CVS, your Walgreens, not at all stores, selected stores, Walmart, Rite Aid, places like that will be administering the vaccine, to people. And I am starting to see more and more people that I know, more and more people saying, hey, I got it, I did it. As I tell people, if they said, Lord, we can't travel, honey, then you can shoot me here, and in my booty. You can get it everywhere. Cause that's a problem right there. So I don't know. Kay Renee, where are you at with all of this? Is she there?
Well, as people getting vaccinated. Yeah, I'm here. Can you?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, you just delayed, but go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, I was saying that, as more people are getting vaccinated, I'm feeling very comfortable. The third level with J&J, Johnson & Johnson, with the single dose vaccine, that definitely meet FDA emergency approval very soon. So, when it's my time, when I'm eligible, I will take the vaccine, and I'll make sure, depending upon if it's Pfizer, Moderna, or J&J. So, but I allow those individuals who need it first. When it's my time, I will go ahead and take it.
Okay. All right. Very
I'm
good,
feeling a lot
Kim.
more comfortable.
Oh
Yes.
yes. I
Mm-hmm.
put myself on the portal here to take
Okay.
it when it's available. So we have a thing here where you can put your name in and
Okay.
information, and they'll call me when I'm eligible. I'm
Okay.
thinking March, late
Okay.
March, early April.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, with that being said, Congressman Ron Wright of Texas recently passed away at the age of 67 from COVID-19. And just 2 weeks ago, he and his wife were both admitted to Baylor Hospital in Dallas after contracting COVID-19. From what I understand, he was a gentleman that, didn't believe in social distancing, didn't believe in wearing the mask. Pretty much, as grandmama would say, he did not believe fat meat was greasy. And Wright is the first sitting member of Congress to die after contracting COVID. In November, Congressman-elect Luke Letlow died after being diagnosed with the disease. And so, as much as people want to say it's a hoax and they don't believe it, this man and his wife were both put in the hospital 2 weeks ago, suffering with COVID, and he is dead now. So
And
I
he had a
don't know.
pre-existing condition. He had dealt with cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yes.
may God. He was a congressional. He's a part of the congressional district, 6th district of Texas. I believe
Mm-hmm.
he had been there since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So may God rest his soul.
Yeah, just sad in
Yeah.
many different ways. But when you don't believe fat meat is greasy, then there's nothing else you can do. So
No, not
well.
at all. Not at
Yes.
all.
Yep.
Right.
Well, the city of Chicago is truly mourning today. Someone that just everybody loved and adored, former Chicago Teachers Union president and former science teacher, Karen Lewis, died at the age of 67 today after battling a long illness of brain cancer. And boy, I could just go on about Karen Lewis and the type of person she was. Kay Renee, when we talked earlier today, you very eloquently talked about Karen Lewis and just the person she was. So I'm gonna pass the ball to you and let you talk about the life of Karen Lewis.
Well, first and foremost, I really want to send prayers to her family. She was a force to be reckoned with, and she was a true advocate for teachers and children. The fact that, and I'm sure you can say this, Art, we were both, I was on her Facebook. She was Facebook friends with me, and anytime I, made a comment, she would respond. It's like, CTU President Karen Lewis, just Karen Lewis.
Right.
And I was just, similarly to Jacqueline Vaughn, who was the
Oh, Jackie Vaughn.
president of Chicago Teachers
Yeah.
Union, as she followed in those footsteps. And, now, she's a native of Chicago. She went to Kenwood High School. She attended Mount Holyoke College. But one thing a lot of people don't know about, when she transferred to Dartmouth, when she graduated, she was the only African American in her graduating class in 1972. That's a little tidbit.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
yeah, and the fact that, hearing about Karen, the fact that, she led the 2012 teacher strike. She wanted to run for mayor, and when she was gonna compete with former Mayor Rahm Emanuel, she found out she had this affliction. She politely dropped out, but she was just, as I said, a force to be reckoned with. That's right, Cheryl. She was very passionate about children. She spoke 3 languages. She was a
Mm-hmm.
stand-up comedian. A lot of people don't know that either.
Mm-hmm.
And my heart, as she is my namesake, so I'm just a little sad, but I also know, I'm sure, because she loved wearing hats like Jackie Vaughn. I'm
Mhm,
pretty sure
mhm.
when she was coming home, I'm sure Jackie tipped her hat as well. Home, sister. So I'm glad that Karen Jennings Lewis came this way.
hmm You know, you're absolutely right about her on social media. She was a friend of mine's on Facebook as well too. And what I loved about Karen Lewis, and there are a couple of other people in the city like that as well too. They respond as the human, not as the
Mhm.
official. So, you know,
Mhm.
a lot of times I may post silly
Exactly.
questions or fun facts or, you know, just anything whimsical. And believe it or not, Karen Lewis would really respond. You know, she would, you
Mhm.
know, as a person. And
Mhm.
I always just thought that was so nice. Alderman Pat Dow is like that with me as well, too, on my posts, you know, just being a human. And it really does say, oh my God, that gives them a personal touch and a human touch. So, yeah, so she will truly be missed. Just a great
Absolutely.
woman and just, you know, somebody that
Yeah.
everybody really did love. So, our thoughts and prayers go out to Karen Lewis's family this evening. And then our next news story, before I turn it over to you, young ladies, today I woke to the very sad news that Dr. Laura Berman, as you guys all know, she had a show on the OWN network, as well as she's the creator of the Berman
Mhm.
Institute. Many years ago, Dr. Berman and I were a part of NBC5's web team, and we were doing the relationship stuff. My years in television, I'd run into Dr. Berman. I got to get another ring light. This is killing me. Um, Dr. Berman and I would always run into each other. She always smiling, just wonderful. I remember when her son, she has two sons, when they were very young, and to wake up today to read a post that she said, my beautiful boy is gone, 16 years old, sheltering at home. A drug dealer convinced him on Snapchat and gave him fentanyl laced with Xanax, and he overdosed in his room.
Mm.
And she just was on
Mm.
the nightly news with Lester Holt tonight. And she and her husband, our thoughts and prayers go out to her, her husband, Sam, and her entire family, just devastated. She said she went to go in his room to talk to him about an internship. And there he was on the floor
Mm.
dead. And the drugs were delivered to her house. And all of this as a result of Snapchat. And I had just said the other day to some friends of mine, Instagram, TikTok, and I'm not on Snapchat, but the stuff that be going on these apps is a hot ass mess. A hot ass mess.
I
And a
agree.
drug dealer enticed her son to get drugs from him through Snapchat. Isn't that horrible?
So, Art, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have they found out who the drug dealer is? I mean,
So
is
so from what on the news with Lester Holt tonight, and everybody can go back online and look at the NBC
mhm.
nightly news, but no, like Snapchat made a comment and said that they were so sorry and that they were trying to do whatever that, you know, they could do, but they have no idea. You know, that's just like I tell people, you have to be careful of a lot of these people that want to be your friend and want to follow you. Anybody that starts following me
Absolutely.
now, I go and investigate and see who you are, why you
Mhm.
following me, all that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
but
Amen.
but these you know
Amen.
sites have just become a hot ass man. I mean, I've seen pornography on Instagram. I've seen,
Mhm.
you know, just things
Mhm.
that you really shouldn't see. People with guns and drugs and TikTok, all of that is just is crazy as hell. It really is.
That's really a shame. Prayers
There's
out to that
unfortunately there's
family.
no oversight.
Yeah, prayers out to that family, and hopefully, after they are finished mourning, well, they'll always be mourning, but during, after, they come to the new normal, they will use that platform to warn other people about the things that I would never have. I have a Snapchat account that I don't even use, but I would never have thought in a million years that you could get that through Snapchat. So God bless that family, and hopefully
Well,
this will bring
Needed
more
that.
awareness to others.
And Dr. Berman mentioned that in that article that she is going to use her platform to raise awareness for this because unfortunately, like with a lot of these apps, there's not enough oversight. And that's the problem. There needs monitoring and oversight, not to the point of Big Brother, but you got to have internal controls and some stop measures to prevent something like this. We were talking about this before we went on the air, Art, that, she was trying to prevent her son to be in the streets. The streets came to her son via the internet.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
that's scary.
Yep. She said during the interview, which really just brought me to tears, that, she had just said to a friend a couple of days ago, like, how fortunate that this pandemic had my teenage sons in the house. Like, we were all in the house, sheltering in place. I didn't have to worry about them being in the streets. And as you said, the drug dealer came to their house, or mailed it, or whatever the case may be, and her son ended up dying. It's just really horrific. So I just want to remind parents to please watch your children's behavior, watch what they're doing. A lot of you are on Snapchat and TikTok with your kids. I get all of that, but be careful and know what your children are doing. And a lot of these people following you may not necessarily be the right people that are following you. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to be very, very careful about stuff like that. You've got to be. You really, really do. All right, ladies. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. This show is here Monday through Thursday night from 7 p.m. until we get tired. We are a reality news entertainment show. These two beautiful ladies, the lady in the box next to me is the amazing Miss K. Renee over there. See, she's over there, right? No, over here, over there. Whatever. Oh, there she is. She's over there. There she is, right there. That's K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets. We just love and appreciate her. This beautiful young lady in the box below is Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks, out of Oklahoma City. And so tonight we're talking about all the hot topics, gossip, and everything that has been going on. And so, ladies, I'm gonna pass it over to you all because I got a couple of more, but we need to talk about some other things. Who wants to start with another gossip story?
Okay, go ahead.
Before we get started, I want to talk about, since we were talking about unfortunate transitions, there were two transitions over the weekend when we ended our show. Actor Christopher Plummer, who everyone knows is Captain Von Trapp of The Sounds of Music, unfortunately passed away at 91 on Friday. And then on that evening, undisputed heavyweight champion Lee Spinks, who is known for knocking out the greatest, the GOAT, Muhammad Ali, also died at age 67 of advanced prostate cancer. So we want to just send our love, our prayers of strength, comfort, and healing to their families, because they made a difference in the dash, and God rest their souls.
I'm just going to say this, ladies. We might want to play 67 in the lottery because I'm going to tell you why. We just mentioned 3 deaths on this show, and they all died at 67. The Congressman, 67, Karen Lewis, 67, and Leon Spinks at 67. I'll divide the money 3 ways. I'm sorry. What you said, Kim?
And that was the year I was born.
Okay, then. And your birthday is coming up.
Right, we're both born the same year, 67.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to tell it about yourself. Yeah, right. I only tell my age. I don't tell other people's age.
Right. Well, look, tomorrow I'm gonna figure out how to play this in the lottery because I can't believe we just did 3 news stories and they all died at 67, and then both of y'all born at 67. Honey, I gotta figure out the juju numbers, and I'll split it 3 ways since I done said it on camera.
Wow.
So okay, right.
I got you.
Yes. All right. Anything else? Kim, you got something you want to bring up in the news?
Well, I wanted to talk about evidently this thing with T.I. and Tiny.
Yeah.
And they're supposedly one of their friends was saying that they were sex trafficking women and using women and having them do sexual things. So right before we came on here, I heard that, is it VH1?
Yes.
Cancel their show. They have the reality show.
So
cancel their show.
Right.
And then I went on the Wendy Williams website, and T.I. made a video, and this is what he said. He said, everything that happened at our house is with everyone's consent. No one did anything that they were forced to do. Everything that is done in our house is consensual. So evidently, because at first, you see stories and you're like, get away from me with that foolishness.
Right.
But evidently, something went down at their house. And maybe things went away. Things start out going this way, and then they end up going right or left.
Right. Right.
And maybe somebody wasn't happy with the money they were given or the conditions they were given. Because T.I. was basically saying these things happen. It was just done, kind of like the R. Kelly thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be interesting to see what happens with this. These celebrities really, I mean, there's certain things you just can't do, even as a regular person. When you have money and you're inviting people that don't have as much to lose as you do into your home doing certain things, you pretty much put yourself up to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Because people have ulterior motives. T.I. and Tiny got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of money. And you just can't bring, Sally, Sue, and whoever into your house talking about, y'all cool with this? Okay, we cool with this? All right, everybody cool. No, baby, you can't do that.
But believe it or not, trust and believe, it happens more than you think.
Sure.
And the more autonomy people get, I tell people all the time, fame, wealth, what is the one thing that would satisfy you more than anything that really doesn't cost you any money and people would really be throwing themselves at you is when they know they can get down in the bed with you. Yeah. And here's the deal. I'm never surprised when I find out about couples that like threesomes and orgies and all that. I'm never surprised because again, so much fame and fortune, sex is the only thing that really will satisfy you. And the more you want, the more you desire other forms of it. So that's all I'm gonna say with that. I don't know what happened at them people's house. I don't know, because I didn't even know this until you brought it up. But that happens a lot,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I want to say was, I don't know if it's going to go to Super Bowl, but when I saw the people down in Tampa partying and having concerts, no social distance, all I could think of was Claire Huxtable saying, you went down there and had big fun with the wretched.
Right.
And now you go get the wretched COVID.
Yes.
I mean, so that's what I kept thinking about.
Yes.
Y'all down there having big fun with the wretched.
I agree with you 100%. Everywhere I looked in Tampa on all the coverage, you saw zero masks. You saw people on top of people that didn't even know each other. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, is Tampa immune to COVID? Did they spray the whole damn city or something with a pesticide or something? Because it made me wonder. K. Renee, what do you think? Hello? Is she there?
All I got to say is to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
I was saying given regarding we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, the weekend's dancers had better masks than the folks who were reveling after the Super Bowl.
Girl, I don't know if them was masks or jock straps or adult diapers. What was that on their face? To my understanding, I slept through the whole Super Bowl, and I did. Child, when I woke up, everything was over. I'm just trying to figure out what those jock straps or adult diapers them people had on, and he did give a meaning of why they had that on. People wanting cosmetic surgery, and that's the bandages and all of that. But I just thought it was kind of weird. So let's recap the Super Bowl. First of all, Tampa won, so we want to say congratulations to Tampa.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm just that's because we have to do that. Mr. Man got 7 rings now, so he only needs 3 more rings. And all of his fingers will have rings. So we'll leave that where that's at. First of all, I want to give a big old shout out to the singer Her. Her did the damn thing. I got America the Beautiful. Did. She blew America the Beautiful. She really did.
Yes, she did. She
And thank
did.
you for clarifying that her and LMA are not the same person.
Yes, her and LMA are two different people, darling. Yes, they are. I know all them little young girls like that. I'm like, right. I'm like, and ain't that so and so, and ain't that no. So yes, her and LMA are two different people. They are. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Warren Wawa Snipe. He was the deaf interpreter. He was the gentleman from the who was
Yes.
doing the songs in American Sign Language, and everybody fell
Yes.
so in love with him. He did hers rendition of America the Beautiful, and then he also did the national anthem that Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan did. Ladies, what do you think about Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan last night?
I had never heard of him. I thought that she was
Neither did
excellent.
I.
Yeah, I thought she was
I did
excellent
too.
last
They did a
night.
great
Mhm.
they did a great collaboration of the two, and I was just really amazed. I never heard Jasmine Sullivan sing, so I was very
Oh
very
yeah.
pleased and very pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah, you got to check her
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, Jasmine
Yeah, and I've
Sullivan
never
is
heard her
quite the
sing.
singer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's something else. I just want to give a shout out to, and I had to look it up again, Sarah Thomas, who was the first female ref at the Super
Yes.
Bowl. So
Mhm.
she was there last night. And I believe that there's been a big controversy this year in the NFL about the number of Black coaches. I believe that this year was the smallest number of Black coaches to coach
Mhm.
NFL teams. I believe it's only two, but three of the offensive line, defensive line, and one other coach were Black coaches for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mhm.
And many people, Michael Wilborn did a big thing that these people who were instrumental in getting them to the Super Bowl and winning should have had coaching jobs. So I think that you'll see a big change in that next season.
Mhm. Very
I
good.
will.
Very
I think you
good.
will
Yes.
too. And let's not forget the fact that there was a streaker. We
That's what
won't.
you all
It
said.
wouldn't. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about somebody streaking down the damn field towards the last minute of the game, streaking
Right.
down. Wait a minute. The networks, they tried to cue it away, but social media, they got this man. And here's the deal. What's his name? His name is what is his name? Uh,
I know
what's
he's
his name?
31
Super Bowl
years old.
streaker Yuri Andrade was charged Sunday night for running across the field in the final minutes of the Super Bowl with his pants clearly down.
Right.
And that's all I got to say on that.
He had on a hot pink leotard thong, a one piece leotard
Oh my
thong,
gosh.
and he ran across the field. And the reason why most people didn't see it on CBS, the cameras quickly turned away, but people who were filming
Did.
at the game actually got to see it, and that's how it got leaked out to the public. But yes, he had on a hot pink leotard thong one piece, a onesie, and he did run across the field. He sure did. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And he
Well,
Yes.
got
I guess he
arrested,
really
as he
wasn't.
should.
He really wasn't afraid of COVID.
No, not at
No,
all.
he
He had
wasn't.
he had his cheeks out for everybody to see. So I just put it to you like that. So now, ladies, let me ask you this: what did you think of the weekend's performance? What did you all think?
Um,
Only
I
thing
thought
I
both of y'all
liked
was like,
personally is a light show. I didn't, I'm not saying a fan of the weekend. There's one song that he sung that I kind of get into, but it wasn't memorable for me. To me, after Prince, you're gonna have to just take it up a notch, and he didn't do it for me. And I mean,
mhm.
it was interesting. When I was looking for responses on my Facebook feed, they were like, boring. We can go. I sleep. I mean, a lot of people did not care for his halftime performance.
Yes,
And
yes.
they were right.
yeah. Yeah. First, okay, I have suggestions for next year. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
let's just move on. The weekend is over. It's
Okay.
not.
Well, let me get these facts real quick.
Okay. Okay.
The Weeknd paid $7 million of his own money to make the halftime show happen. Now, here's the deal. 45 million people did watch the Super Bowl yesterday. And so, that was that. He paid for all of those people that were there to be a part of that. They say he's worth somewhere between 80 million, and with his record deals and all that, it could be upwards of 100 million that he is, worth. So, I mean, I don't know, because, people that perform do that for patriotism, that type of thing. I don't know if I'd have spent $7 million for that performance, or I don't know. It was interesting. Not my genre, not my, maybe they're trying to reach a younger demographic. And then if Jay-Z was behind it, I'd have rather seen something totally different than The Weeknd. I don't know. Some people thought it was a great performance. I just thought it was okay.
I didn't particularly care for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know one of his songs. Maybe it's an age thing, but I do have suggestions for next year.
Okay.
Maybe and I'm not the biggest fan of these people. I think Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion would be good.
Oh.
I think that would be an excellent show because we may, some of us may not like their style, but I mean they put on a very good performance. Right. Megan Thee Stallion was on Saturday Night Live and she killed it. And we know that Cardi B can do her thing. She just released a video this weekend, I believe, that was really visually good. And, the kids like it. I think that they should maybe have New Edition come on, because you got New Edition, you got Bobby Brown, you got Belle Biv DeVoe, you got Ralph, and you got Johnny. That's a whole concert right there. I think, and then Belle Biv DeVoe could close it out doing Poison, and I think it would be wonderful. That's just me. Or keep playing the Prince video.
Just keep playing that from years past, the same thing over and over. That ain't how that work, babe. That ain't how that work.
All right, well that's what I'll play direct.
Right. Yeah.
I really think the New Edition thing would be. I think people would really like it.
Yeah, but you have to realize the artists that perform have to have a wider mass appeal. New Edition, people like that, yeah, we like them, but that's not a mass appeal. The Weeknd is somebody that is considered a top pop artist, and so that's why they do that. Megan Thee Stallion and who did you use? Cardi B. The only problem is that their material they would have to do really some clean songs, because if they do, I mean, if Cardi B just do Money and WAP, shut it down. So what
you're saying is I'm never going to get my wish. I'm never going to get my wish of Frankie Beverly and Maze doing the.
Oh hell no, hell no. Yeah, look.
No, unless it's the soul. Wait, unless it's Soul Super Bowl. Now, if it's the Soul Super Bowl, you got some Frankie Beverly and Maze, but I just
have this vision. I just have this vision of Frankie Beverly coming out and go, whoa, hey.
No, that done passed, baby. Look, you lucky we can get them at the Kentucky Derby now. So yeah, I don't know. I think that part done passed. So we'll leave that at that. All right. Shout out to Amanda Gorman. Amanda Gorman, we love and adore you. Now Amanda Gorman's headband is trending, the pearl headband she had on.
Oh, wow.
And so, yes, everybody's loving that and want to be all a part of that. All right. And ladies, commercials. My favorite commercial was the Jeep commercial that had Bruce Springsteen in it. I thought it was a great commercial. It was really touching to me in many ways.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, Sam Jackson with Verizon.
Oh yeah.
Anything Sam Jackson does is awesome.
The Tracy Morgan ones was pretty good too.
Well, matter of fact, Tracy Morgan's both of his commercials were number one. Both commercials were number one, and they were two different commercials, and everybody just loved and adored both of the commercials.
Yeah, that was good. That
Yes.
was good.
Yes, it was. All right. Anything else from the Super Bowl? I do feel so bad, but honey, I slept through everything. I came home, had some conference calls, and I got under a warm blanket. And when I woke up, I said, damn, everything over. And it was. So, yes.
Well,
So,
Well, I'm just
but you
glad
know
that
what? If you woke up,
I'm
if
sorry.
wait,
go ahead.
huh?
She
You said,
can No, I was just gonna say, I'm just glad that the season, they pulled off a good season. There were some corona cases that did happen, but they were able to have a successful season because so many people depend on those jobs. From the people that clean the stadiums, people that sell, things. So, we can try to, the new normal, but so many people depend on those jobs. People outside selling T-shirts. So kudos
mm-hmm.
to the NFL. I'm not the biggest Roger Goodell fan, but kudos to the NFL for pulling that off. And hopefully we'll see more black coaches, as I said, next year because it needs to happen.
Oh, we need to
I
shout
agree.
out Anthony Anderson and his
Oh
mama.
yeah,
They
that
did a
was a good
commercial.
commercial as
That was
well.
a good commercial too. So
Oh
wait,
yes.
speaking of Roger Goodell, did you see where he was sitting next to Russell Williams and
Oh,
Sierra?
mm-hmm.
And he was talking to
Oh,
Sierra, and everybody was trying to say that they thought Russell was ticked off because the man was sitting there talking to his woman.
Oh,
I didn't get that, and
I
shit.
didn't see it.
Right, she a major superstar.
I didn't
I
see it
mean,
either.
yeah, it was just something on social media that people were saying, "Don't Russell look like he ticked off that Roger Goodell was talking to Sierra?" And I'm thinking to myself, no, not really, because look, all of y'all sitting there millionaires. So I don't, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I'll have to investigate, maybe talk more about it tomorrow evening on the show.
Well, shout out to Russell Wilson for getting the Walter Payton Award, one of the greatest, running
Yes.
backs to ever play the game.
Right.
We miss Walter
Yes.
Payton. I had the honor of meeting him several
Sweetness.
times. Yes,
Yes.
and they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance.
Yes.
So, kudos to
Yes.
Russell for getting that award.
Yes, absolutely. And to the Payton family as a whole,
Absolutely.
I love Mama Payton and Connie,
Connie,
and the daughter and the son. They all
Connie
just
is just adorable.
oh yeah, she is. I love
Yes.
Connie. She's a
And
sweetheart to say the least.
Connie
Huh?
and Connie, I had a chance to interview Connie at their home in Bloomington, not Bloomington, Barrington, Illinois, which is
yeah,
a north
Barrington,
suburb of
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
Before she sold it, and that home was just gorgeous. And I remember when we were leaving, there was a beautiful portrait of Walter. It was just so ethereal. You could just see that he was definitely there in the presence. But Connie truly loved Walter as well as Brittany and Jared. So definitely Chicago's treasure. And it was really sad when
Mm-hmm.
he passed away. It's been a while now since he's been
Mm-hmm.
gone, but he
Yeah.
is
Yes.
not forgotten.
Yes, very good. All right. Well, with that being said, ladies, anything else that we need to wrap up about Super Bowl 55? Anything else we need to mention?
Well,
All I know is that one
I
fine dude that played for Kansas City, but he got a black girlfriend. I just leave that alone.
Who was that?
Is his name
the
Klein? Klein, I
who
think it
is?
is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know.
No.
I will say this: after the Super Bowl, that's what I was waiting for to see the new reboot of the Equalizer with the Queen
Oh yeah,
Latifah.
yeah.
If you guys don't get a chance to see it on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m., I mean, this role was really tailor made for Queen Latifah. I mean, I just really enjoyed the series premiere episode. It's definitely upgraded because it was once shown in the 80s with Edward Woodward, and as y'all know, Denzel did the movie version, but they wanted to kind of change it up and have a sister, and what sister to play it, but not only than Queen. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all check it out every Sunday at 8 p.m.
Yep, I heard it
on
was
CBS.
very good. I heard it was
Yeah, I heard
really,
it was
really
good
good.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard she did an excellent job. But then,
It,
Queen Latifah to me, those type of
she,
roles fit her. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's just like, girl, just show up to work and do what you do, Queen, and that's what it is. So congratulations to her on that.
Mhm.
Oh, Debbie Green said Equalizer was good. Okay. Very good. All right. Well,
Yes.
with that being said, you guys know we are a health and wellness show, and we're a little behind schedule tonight of doing what we always do. It is Black History Month, so tonight I am wearing a kente cloth mask.
Oh,
We
look
want to
at you.
remind you guys, yes, yes, yes. We want to remind you guys the
Oh, I
importance of
like
wearing
that.
your mask. Make sure you cover your nose and your mouth. It is super important that you do that. No gaps. Do not have it down here like that. Any of that. Make sure you cover everything nice and tight. I love the queen mask. I love the black mask. I think that's great. Also, we want to remind you guys the importance of washing your hands. Soap and water is the best thing that you can do. But if you don't have soap and water, we ask that you please get some hand sanitizer. On this show, we consider ourselves sexy sanitizers. We put that sanitizer in our hands and then, oh, gone, Kim, gone, Kim. Yes, gone, Kim. Oh, and you smile while you do it. Yes. So make sure you sanitize your hand. Look, girls, I got a good manicure this weekend.
Oh, look
So
at
yes, I know
you.
I got my
I
manicure.
see. Look
Black is back. Black
at
is
you.
back. Yes. So make sure you all wash your hands real good. I probably won't do dishes for a week. So wash your hands, make sure they nice and dry. Social distance, 6 feet back, 6 feet this way, 6 feet that way, 6 feet this way, 6 feet that way. Whatever you do, social distance. And on this show, we always say, if your ass is not feeling well, then do us a
Stay
favor.
at
Stay at
home.
home. Stay at home. Stay at home. It's fully understood.
That's right.
I guarantee you, you call anybody and be like, I don't feel good. They'll say, what did Chat Daddy tell you? What did they say on his show? Keep your ass at
At
home.
home.
Keep your ass at home. It's just that, yep, it's just that easy. It's just that simple. And yes, absolutely. So, all right, ladies. And K Renee, you always say what now? What's your saying?
Well, it was mask it or casket, but now we got a double mask it or casket.
Right. Right,
So,
right. Double mask it or casket, right, to stay on the safe side. So we just want to remind everyone to please make sure you
right.
wear your mask, sanitize as often as you can, social distance, and definitely if you're not feeling well, keep your ass in the house. Yeah, because I'm telling you, when I walked in that building today, them people was like, no, honey, you put our mask over your mask. We were like, wow. So yeah, they made people put their mask over their mask that they walked in with just to make sure you had a fresh mask on. So, this is not going anywhere
Amen.
anytime soon. It is not. All right. So my two beautiful co-hosts,
Nope.
the one and only Miss K Renee of Karen's Nuggets. She's in the box next to me. We just love and adore her. She is our permanent co-host, and our second co-host is the one and only Miss Kim Coleman, who's second in lead of being a permanent co-host soon. She is with Sister Girl Speak, based out of
Oh my
Oklahoma
goodness.
City. Yeah, look,
I can cross the burning sand.
baby, you about to cross soon. You about to cross. You don't qualify for enough shows, so you about to cross soon. Don't worry about it. Both of these ladies are just wonderful women with just great opinions. I love and adore them both. This is a friendship that really developed during a pandemic and has really become a familyhood. And we're just all, just excited. And we swap stories all day, all night. Look, if my phone ding at 2 a.m, I'm like, that's one of them sending me a news story. And so I'm just truly grateful to these two beautiful ladies for helping
And we
me.
love you too, Art. We
Thank you.
love you.
Thank you,
All
ladies. I
day
love you
long.
both. I do. And
All day long.
coming up this
Because
Friday, huh?
you're the grand poobah.
Thank you,
You're the
darling.
grand.
Thank
Remember that.
Yes, I appreciate you. Coming up this Friday, these two beautiful ladies will be doing an event, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show tonight about the amazing event they're going to be doing Friday. What y'all laughing? Did it change or is it still happening?
No, but the stories that I have for this Friday is going to be good. And it's just Monday.
Lord.
Wait a minute.
I've got some stories just that I've been on the show. So
wait a minute. So was it more dating dilemmas?
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I told you, I took myself out the ring after 5 days. I just said, you know what? I can't do this. I can't. I just can't. I said I'm too old for this. I'm not interested. I started going through the Rolodex, looking at old booty calls and stuff like, "Hey, how you doing? You done got the vaccine yet?" Right? Because I this new dating thing is a hot ass mess. It just I couldn't. My nerves ain't gonna
Amen.
let me do it no more. So that's why I take my hat off to you. I just baby, it's a mess out here. It really is.
It's yeah. That's the only thing I can say.
Right. So Friday night we'll talk about the dating dilemma. So make sure you all come hang out with my two girls on Friday night. I'm gonna pop in and hang out with them for a few minutes. But no, I can agree 100%. I stayed on that app for 5 days and kindly got off. No problem. I quickly deleted that app because I was like, ain't nothing but lunatics out here looking. And I done had enough of lunatics. So yes, I agree. Yes.
Oh gosh.
All right. All right. Well, with that being said, make sure you guys tune in to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Coming up tomorrow night on the show, our good friends from Choose Chicago will be here. We have the pleasure of welcoming to the show concierge extraordinaire, Mr. Bobby Gonzalez. And a lot of people want to do vacations and getaways, but we want to encourage you to do a staycation right here in Chicago. And tomorrow night, Bobby's going to talk to us about some amazing things that are going on right here in Chicago. As you know, it's Black Restaurant Week for the next 2 weeks. Restaurant Week is coming, as well as we have some hotels here in downtown Chicago that have some beautiful packages and places that are offering some great things. So tomorrow night, we welcome Choose Chicago to the show. All right. Yay.
Yes. And we're having Black Restaurant Week here
Yay.
over the next 2 weeks in Oklahoma City.
Oh,
So if
really?
anybody wants to come down, come on.
Oh, good.
Okay. Look, don't look. Girl, I'm at the airport. Saturday, I'll be like, hello, I'm at the airport. Right. Oh, that sounds good. I can imagine some good barbecue and steaks and all that great stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Okay. All right. Well, ladies, how you doing so far before we go on to our next guest? You girls okay? Anything else you want to talk about? Kay Renee, what's on your mind?
You know, we can talk about Miss Nene. Lord have mercy. Uh, Apparently Nene has been cut off from her management team. I mean, her lawyer, her business
Really?
manager, her PR. Yes.
Yeah, B.
I mean,
Scott
she has no
reported that
representation.
tonight. Yeah, B. Scott reported that tonight.
Really? Well, here's the deal,
Yes.
and no disrespect to Nene Leakes, but I bet you she a handful. Nene
Oh,
is
yeah.
probably,
She is.
you know what I'm saying? She and the thing is that that's horrible when everybody jumps ship. Your management team, PR people, everybody, then you got to be a super B. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. I mean, what did they say happened? Did they say what the deal was?
Well, you know, they're saying that first she wouldn't acknowledge that she was let go from Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know,
Okay.
it was a contract dispute, but they actually fired her based upon bad and sometimes violent behavior. So,
Mhm.
and you know, as a result of to being retaliatory, she's accused Bravo Entertainment and Andy Cohen of racist and discriminatory treatment. So
Mhm.
apparently, her management team, her PR team, her attorney, and her business manager, they've had enough. And I really feel sorry for her because I'm sure, you know, she is one of the OGs of the Real Housewives. She helped build that franchise. I get
Mhm.
it, but there's just a certain way you have to, if you own the network, you know, you have to walk a fine line. And
Mhm.
so, but you know, as you said a few moments ago, Art, Nene is Miss Lanithia Leaks, as I like to call her,
Mhm. Mhm.
is something to deal with. She
Yeah.
really is. So
Mhm. Yep. And here's the deal. This past weekend, I, had a little getaway. I hung out with a good friend of mine, had not seen each other, and we were kind of watching the reality shows. I really don't watch them, but when you're hanging out with a friend who likes to watch them, you will. And I don't get it. I just don't get the pettiness. I don't get the arguing. I understand friends talking to each other and sharing stories and comparing life stories, but I'm not finna get up, throw a drink. I'm not finna go and fight you. I'm not finna girl and popping off and all of that. And I think it's just a bad image for our young people to see, because think about this. Our mothers were not them type of housewives. Or at least my mother wasn't.
Well, my mother wasn't, but some cousins were. So,
right.
And shout out to all my cousins in Chicago. But
right.
I'm just being honest here. But the only thing I can say is this: the love, not money, the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And if that's what drives you, it will be your downfall. And I like money. Believe me, it's good to have it.
Right.
But when that's all you are after, it will be the downfall of you.
Yep.
Ask Madoff. Ask Harvey Weinstein.
Imelda Marcos.
People who, there's a difference between people like Oprah, who had an intent of trying to do something, and other people that allowed money to drive them. So that's the way that I see that. I love the Housewives when it first came on, but now it's just like, come on now. It was fun while it lasted, but that's enough.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and I think about this with the Real Housewives of Potomac and what happened just in that franchise a few weeks ago. You have children involved.
Yes.
And these are not just, these children are teenagers, preteens, and you're letting your children come into this, and it's on video for everyone to see forever. Is it really worth all of that?
Right. For fame, for 15 minutes.
To your point, Kim, that's why Monique of the Real Housewives of Potomac, she bowed out. She said, I can't do this anymore. When it affects my family and my children, it's time to move forward. And I applaud her for doing that, because I like the Real Housewives. I just don't. What bothers me, Art and Kim, is on the primarily African American franchises, they seem to want to show us in a truly bad light. But the other franchises, it's okay. No, it's not okay. If you're going to show all of us, you better show all of us and how we act. Not just portray black women, angry black women.
But that don't sell.
That's what I was going to say. When we show our ass, it sells. Whether strip club, whatever it is, when we show our ass, that's what sells. Yes. All right. Well, ladies, we need to move on. Our next guest this evening is a young lady who's trying to make a way for herself in the real estate business, but she also turned humanitarian in the process. In honor of Black History Month, tonight we welcome to the show the amazing Miss Whitney Hampton. She's on a mission to continue to change the narrative that was generated by the destructive looting on the south side of Chicago, and this was in the wake of the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. This young lady has galvanized so many people to come together to do amazing things. And tonight we are going to talk to her about everything that she's been doing and how she wants to empower young millennials to help save the neighborhood and help to rebuild Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the dynamic Miss Whitney B. Hampton.
Hey. How are you guys?
Good. How are you, Whitney?
I am wonderful.
We see. Hi, Whitney.
How are you? It is a pleasure to meet with you all. I'm excited.
Good. Well,
great.
Whitney, the ladies and I have been reading up about you. We're excited to have you here tonight. Anybody who is young and about making our future be about it, we are all ears and we are honored. Do us a favor, introduce yourself to the audience, tell them who you are, and then let's talk about some of the amazing things that you've been doing.
Absolutely. So my name is Whitney B. Hampton. I am the managing partner of Hampton Real Estate and Investments. We are brokered by A. Progeny Global. We specialize in helping millennials create legacies of wealth by making home ownership a reality within 90 days or less. We seek to educate and to inspire. We do that through our weekly podcast, Wealth Building Wednesday, our monthly newsletter, and our quarterly home buying seminars.
Wow, very nice. So now, Whitney, I want to talk about how George Floyd actually sparked you to make a difference. And I'm going to admit, when I read your story, I felt the same way too. But tell us the impact that George Floyd's untimely death had on the decision you made and what happened then.
Absolutely. So I think for all of us as a community, when we witnessed what happened with George Floyd, like the many that came before him, and unfortunately the many that will come after, we were enraged, we were impassioned, and in Chicago in particular, but over throughout the country, we saw that passion come out in a various of ways, right? So we saw the looting and rioting that happened downtown. And I have been watching it online for a couple of days. And I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't angry at what was happening, right? I felt like, listen, what is a riot? The voice of the unheard. So something needs to shift. And there are so many people that are feeling like this is all that they have left to do. That Sunday, so it happened, that rioting started like Thursday evening. Sunday morning, I was in South Shore showing property, and I watched some looters begin to tear up the buildings and the businesses on Stony Island. And I was actually with a client, and she started to get nervous, and I was like, listen, let's just go home. And as I was getting on the expressway, there were people hanging out of their cars brandishing weapons. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, this is taking a really ugly turn, and we're not even going to remember what this was all about. When this starts to get reported on the news, it's not going to be about George Floyd anymore. It's going to be about everything but George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And so I posted on Facebook that if you are a Black-owned business that have been negatively impacted by the rioting and looting, I will help you rebuild. Wow. Full transparency, I didn't know how at the time. I just was committed to whatever it was going to take. I felt like every one of us was feeling helpless watching this. And so I just wanted to restore hope. I put that up. It was shared over 300 times. People started inundating me with phone calls and text messages saying, I need help, I need help, I need help. And I ended up being up till like 2:00 in the morning, answering phone calls and trying to see what did people need as far as resources. The biggest thing that people were asking for was someone to help them come clean up their properties and to board them up. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, we will do that, and we'll do it for free. So that morning, like I said, I was up till 2. I didn't even go to sleep. I started posting on Facebook and Instagram. Listen, the call is out. People need help cleaning up. If you can meet me at the 87th and the Dan Ryan Home Depot, I will be there. I will be purchasing supplies with my own money. I just need people to come out and help us board up and clean up. It turns out they had actually looted the 87th Home Depot, so we couldn't even get into the Home Depot to buy supplies. Wow. They had shut down all the Menards and the Home Depots on the south side and in the south suburbs. Thank God I had gotten right out my house at 6:00 in the morning. I had asked people to meet me there at 9:00. So when I realized they had looted that one, I started calling other stores. None of them were open. I said, why don't we try Hammond? I called Hammond, Indiana. They were all open. So I literally went there. I drive a Lincoln MKX. I tied 60 sheets of plywood to the top of my truck.
Oh my God.
I was determined. I had the workers from Home Depot. They came out. They tied it to the top of my truck. I bought all the brooms, shovels, just whatever was needed. And I went up to the 87th and Dan Ryan. We had 100 people that showed up.
Wow.
They came with supplies as well. And every day for 10 days straight, we boarded up every Black-owned business that called us, and we did it for free.
Wow.
Oh my
God. So we did that for 10 days, and then it started to we did it for 5 days straight, and then that need started to die down. But they had looted the grocery stores and stuff. So people started reaching out to me saying, well, there are seniors that can't get groceries, they can't get their medication. We need to do something about this. And so I said, put me in touch with the senior buildings. We'll get their groceries, we'll get their medicines, their prescriptions. People started calling me. The managers of these senior buildings started calling me. We were going to Jewel 3 times a day, 35 of us in different Jewels, loading up carts, waters. I mean, we bought everything, lunch meat, chicken, whatever they needed, ground beef, milk, eggs, all the fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
I mean, whatever they needed. And we were able to service 9 senior buildings.
Oh my God.
Then we got phone calls that they had burned down the WIC office. And so there were young ladies that could not get milk, that could not get the resources they needed. So we shifted again, and we went through Target and Walmart, bought out all of their formula, bought all of the diapers, and we were able to supply for 6 months 112 young ladies with their the items that they needed for their babies.
Oh my God. Whitney, what inspired this? And I know that's what the ladies want to ask as well too, because here's the deal. We all have a benevolent heart. We all want to be great Christians, but honey, you took on the undertaking of a damn president of a country. You know what I'm saying? So right, like we are so impressed with this, but my Lord, you took on a country task.
I'll be honest, I have a heart for the people. I always have. I come from, my grandparents were entrepreneurs, and they were always giving back to the community. So a part of me has always felt like that is my purpose, that is my mission, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But to see the resounding response from the community when I put out the call, and people were there every day. There were people who couldn't come, and they're like, Whitney, you don't have to spend your own money. Just post it on Facebook and let us donate to you. Because I was doing it, my own money. And so I said, okay, well, I'll put it on Facebook. And then people started donating so much money. I was like, we just have to keep going. We have to keep going. The need is there. As long as you guys are with me, I won't stop. And people kept showing up every day. And as long as they were willing to show up, I promised them that I would be there from 6 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. And we did it every day.
Wow, somebody just said exactly. That's why we call her wealth preacher, baby.
Wow.
You are. Amazing. I know Kim and Kay Renee. I know you ladies. Go right ahead. We're not even talking about her and investing in the neighborhood yet. Well, ladies, what do you want to say to her? I mean, I'm blown away. Yeah.
What can I just ask? What is your background? What did you do before this?
Absolutely. So I am a full-time real estate broker, but prior to being a full-time real estate broker, I worked in corporate America. I am a graduate of DePaul University. I have a degree in finance and Spanish. But like I said, I just come from a stock of entrepreneurs, and I come from a stock of preachers. So my heart has always been with the church. My heart has always been with the people. And so I'm a firm believer that you give and it's going to come back to you. And we are put in a position, we're blessed to be a blessing. And so I have been given so much. I feel like God has given me so much favor in my life that it is my duty to give that back in every way that I can.
That's amazing. God bless you. God
Thank
bless
you.
It is.
And I want to be clear. I didn't do this by myself, right? I put out the call, but people responded. I could not have had the impact. We could not have done the things that we did if it were not for the community, if it were not for the industry professionals that knew me, that came out and said, we're here with you. We're willing to do whatever it is that you need. This was a united effort, and it reminded me of the power that we have as a community when we are united. And we were able to change that narrative, because like I said, it started out, people were understanding that, what was going on with George Floyd was just absolutely ridiculous. And then the rioting started, and they stopped talking about George Floyd. It was only the rioting. It was only this negative press. And so my goal was, we're going to change this narrative. We refuse to allow you to now talk about us like we're animals. No, there's more to it than that. And so we were able to do that. And that was really the greatest part of it, was not only that we were able to help so many people, but we in fact did help to change that narrative.
Very good. Very good.
Wow, just beautiful. Kay Renee, did you have a question for our guest?
Well, first and foremost, I can tell she is definitely divinely fed. I can just see your aura. You are truly favorite. So continued blessings to you.
Thank
now,
you.
I asked this question because one of our viewers called you the wealth preacher. How did that come about from being, you majored in finance and Spanish, and I thought accountancy as well, accounting, because that's my background as well. So I saw a woman after my own heart. And then you're a realtor. Now you're a humanitarian. Then I heard this wealth preacher. How did this come about?
So I think they called me the wealth preacher for a number of reasons. And I would say that I was a humanitarian before I was anything else, right? I've been that way my whole life.
That's right. That's right.
Even as a child. So the wealth preacher comes in because if you ever go to any of my workshops or anything, I probably sound like I'm preaching. The way that I break it down, and I do use biblical principles. I am actually the youth pastor at my church, so it all intertwines, but I do preach wealth. I do preach financial empowerment and understanding the power that we have as a community through our spending power. And just utilizing it in the right way. Instead of purchasing liabilities, understanding how to purchase assets and build wealth.
What church are you affiliated with, if you don't mind?
Sure, of course. I never mind shouting out my church now. New Beginning Full Gospel Ministries, aka the Judah House in South Holland, Illinois.
Who's the pastor there?
Apostle Melvin Moore Sr.
Yes.
Yes. Amen. Very nice. Whitney is such a blessing, a bright light in this world. She really is. So now, Whitney, I want to talk to you about how can we turn the South and West Side around. We have some of the most prime real estate ever. I'm a new, it's been a couple of years now, tenant of being further south than where I was.
Okay.
Beautiful properties, but just not taken care of the way they should, just not where they should be. What can we do to change that? I really do feel we need to invest in our own, but we just are slow to do that. What advice would you want to give to us and these young people about coming back to their community?
You hit it on the head. First and foremost, we have to own. If we want to see a difference in our community, we have to own the communities where we reside. A lot of times we are always talking about gentrification, but gentrification is only an issue when you don't own. If you own the businesses in the community that are being gentrified, you benefit from that, right? Because people shop out of convenience. So if you have the businesses there, they're also going to support your business. If you own the property in that community that's being gentrified, your property value goes up as well. The only time it's an issue is when you don't own, you rent. So then you can be maxed out of the community. If you're renting the commercial space, then you can be moved out of the community. But when you own, they have to see you and they have to pay you. So the first thing we as a community have to do is recognize the power of the dollar. And we have to start using our dollars to own. There are so many programs available to us to help us to become first-time home buyers. We have to take advantage of those. What I push to my clients, especially those young millennials, is instead of going out and trying to get pre-approved and purchasing a big lavish home, purchase a multi-unit. Whitney, why should we purchase a multi-unit? If you purchase a multi-unit first, let's say you're approved FHA, you're going to have a 3.5% down payment. That down payment will usually be covered by your first-time home buyer programs. So you won't actually have to pay down payment out of pocket, correct? As your broker, I'm going to negotiate for the seller to pay the majority of your closing costs. So you're coming to the table without paying any down payment or closing costs. You're only paying earnest money, inspection, appraisal, and attorney fee, which are minimal costs. You live in that building for 1 year. And as your broker, because of my finance degree, I'm not selling you any old kind of building. We're making sure that the financials make sense. That not only is your mortgage going to be covered by this building, but you're also going to net some money as well, right? We're going to do all of those figures at the beginning. Now you've closed on this property, you live in it for 1 year. You can now turn around and buy another building, or you can buy the single family that you love. You can buy 2 buildings within a year at 3.5% down payment. You have cash flowing properties, right? If you do it the opposite way, oh, Winnie, I want to buy my house first and then I'll buy a building. You're going to pay 25% down on that second property, because it's considered investment property. And the government has no incentive to help you to buy investment property. We have to see real estate for what it is. It's a vehicle to build wealth. If we look at some of the richest individuals' portfolios, a large portion of them are real estate related. Either they own the real estate or they are investing in REITs, real estate investment trusts. So we have to take advantage of that. We don't have to recreate the wheel. We just have to follow the money. Real estate is where the money resides. We love that. Where the money resides.
Where the money resides. Where the money resides. Hey,
we gotta follow
it. You know, we know what you're talking about. We do.
We have to follow that.
Yes, we do. We do. We honestly do. Whitney, I'm just so impressed with you. Are the young people listening? Are they buying? Are they doing? Because, you know, a lot of them want to go live in Bougieville. A lot of them, you know, they ain't trying to live out here with us everyday regular people. They trying to live, you know, in Bougieville.
They want to live where the money is at. They do. They do.
Yeah, right.
But they're listening. They are. Okay. And I'll say this, CAR and the National Association of Realtors released the numbers for last year. We as millennials actually led in home purchases in the entire state of in the entire country. So millennials are leading the charge to shift and grow the amount of homeowners that we have in our community. Unfortunately, on a grander scale, we actually are at a deficit for the amount of homes that we own as a community. If we look at the number of homes owned by African Americans in the 60s, okay, this is when redlining and discriminatory practices were legal. It's actually higher than it is right now, which is truly unfortunate. Right. So the goal is to shift that. Now, again, the statistics are showing that Black millennials are purchasing more. They are leading the charge. We did go up 2%, 2 percentage points in 2020, and Black millennials led that. But we have to do more. There's still a huge discrepancy between our communities and communities of other nationalities. So it's really important that we recognize the importance of it and that we're educated. There's so much misinformation out there. And that's why they call me the wealth preacher, because I like to shut that stuff down. We have to be realistic. We have to be honest about it. Yes, can you purchase technically a home with a 580 credit score? Yes, you can. But what people are not going to tell you is that you are going to have astronomical interest rates. You are not going to qualify for any down payment assistance programs, which means you need to have $10, $15, $20,000 saved up in order to purchase at that credit score. When we can just work together and get your credit score to a 640, you're going to qualify for all of the down payment assistance programs, and your interest rate is going to be significantly lower. Let's be about excellence. Just do the work. That's all. And I'm one of those, I'm not going to just throw you out to the wolves and tell you to do the work. I'll give you the steps. Just do the work.
Well, ladies, I'm gonna pass around the collection plate because the wealth minister, the preacher, she done laid out the sermon, and now we need to collect the offering and do the benediction because she done laid it all out.
Come on, raise your hand.
Right, she done laid it all out. I need 10 people to lay $100 on this digital altar. I need y'all. Right, because she did. Whitney, I want you back on this show again. You did an outstanding job. You really did.
Thank you.
And you speak with authority, and that's what I love more than anything. You did an outstanding job. Kim, you have a question or comment you want to say?
No, I just want to say keep doing what you're doing. You are absolutely right. Wealth building is through buying a home. That's how my parents did it. They bought a 2-flat on the west side of Chicago 2 years after I was born. And from there built, and built homes and now live very comfortably in Arizona. So you're absolutely right. There is a path, to wealth
and let
building.
me just say something about what you just said. Your family purchased a 2-flat right after you were born, right? When it was time for you to go to college, they could pull the equity down from that property and send you to college for free.
Sure did.
No student loans. No student loans.
Yeah.
The amount of money that the interest rate that they would pay back on pulling down that equity is minuscule compared to the interest rate that you would pay on a student loan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Minuscule. And that money that they're pulling down is a part of their mortgage. Instead of you being stuck with $100,000 in student loans, and now it's hard for you to try to get a mortgage or do anything else.
Yeah.
But that's what owning property allows you to do.
Yeah, generational wealth.
Exactly.
Somebody posted a question up. Gonna need a contractor for those multi-units. Most are not in move-in condition. Let me say this before Whitney. Before we say this, listen, you all, you've got to know what you're doing. You can go and buy things on sale, things that are closed out. The most important thing is to modernize anyway, because that generates you more revenue. People will pay a higher price to live there, everything, because they think it's modern and you done made it chic. And that's what you have to do. Now, am I right about that, Whitney? Help us with that one.
You are 100% right. But here's even the bigger part of it. I wouldn't say that that's an accurate comment, right? Because all of my clients, when they're first-time buyers, we purchase only move-in ready turnkey properties. And here's why. Unless you're a contractor, I'm not asking you to purchase a multi-unit to gain another job, okay? The point is that it's residual income and not something that you have to do and be at every day. So we're purchasing newly rehabbed or updated buildings. And you are 100% correct that because of that, we can command top dollar for them. We're doing it in areas that are appreciating. So again, you're also going to see that equity pull down. But to answer your question, I do have a team. So if you did need a contract, I can get it done for you.
Okay, good. You're going to give your
part
information.
Of it. I provide concierge services. I have a listing that's going up. There was some painting that needed to be done, and there was a plumbing issue. I got all of that taken care of for my seller. It went on the market. It'll be sold in a day.
Wow.
So we do have the team and the resources to take care of whatever you need to do. But please don't let that be a deterrent or think that, there's not buildings that are already up to date. That's not true. The other part of it is don't let it be a deterrent that what about tenants? How will I find tenants? We have those resources.
Yep. There are people out here right now who are able to find people wonderful tenants, and they get great rates.
I
And
do it every day.
find a fit. Oh, right. I used to do it a while ago and may go back into it again because I agree that to find a great tenant is wonderful. It really is. Kay Renee, anything you want to say to Whitney before we have to run?
I'll call her Dr. Whitney. I like one of the viewers saying that. So, Dr. Whitney, when is your book? When is your book coming out, sweetie?
It's funny
about being the wealth preacher, because you know we are authors here. When is your book coming out so we can, when you come back, you can promote your teachings and wealth and national wealth? That if you haven't thought about it, I've given you that nugget. That's for you.
It's funny that you mentioned it because God did place that on my heart at the end of 2020, and so I have started some writing. So I do look forward to being able to come back and share my first book with you all.
Very good. Well, Whitney, tell us how we can find you, follow you, all that great stuff on social media.
Absolutely. I am Whitney Hampton _Hampton Real Estate and Investments on Facebook. I am Whitney Hampton _ Realtor on Instagram. You can call me 708-207-5492, or you can send me an email, Whitney@HamptonRealEstateandInvestments.com.
Yay! We
That's
love some
awesome.
Whitney Hampton, our
Yeah.
Black
Thank you
History
guys so
honoree
much.
tonight. We love her. Yay!
That's awesome.
Whitney, we love you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Outstanding
you.
job. And you promise you'll come back and hang out with us again?
I promise.
All right. We love you. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies
You
and
as
gentlemen,
well.
Whitney Hampton.
Thanks,
bye. See you later.
Yes.
Boy, that was great, ladies.
That was amazing.
Good. That was amazing.
That was amazing.
She's outstanding. She really is.
That was
a good job.
a true master class in wealth and generational wealth. She
Right.
did the darn thing. Period.
And what I liked about it was, because sometimes when you hear things about wealth building, it's so complicated. And by the time they start talking about it, you're like, now what do you call?
Right.
But this was very straightforward to the point.
Yep.
And everything. I loved it. I loved it.
People even say it in the comments.
Amazing guests.
Oh, thank you. I love all my guests. I thank all the PR people who have faith in me and book people on this show. And just, it's Black History Month. So we want to pay homage to people that people don't really know and are making a difference. And tonight, Whitney was a perfect example of a young lady making a difference in the world in which we live in. So thank you. I appreciate you ladies for that. She was outstanding. She really was. Yes. All right, girls. Well, anything else we need to talk about before we skadoodle poodles? Anything we need to talk about?
Well, this weekend, next Valentine's Day, and as you know, you talked about it earlier that Sister Girl Speaks and Karen's Nuggets, we are coming together, combining our dates and going to do a podcast this coming Friday evening,
Facebook
9
Live,
p.m. Central Time. Via Facebook Live at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Dating Dilemma K and K.
I can't wait.
And
Debbie Green says it's impeachment week too. It sure is. It's impeachment week.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
yes, it is.
You're right, Debbie. It is impeachment week, and maybe Art can have me on the show do a wrap up of that.
Oh, honey, definitely. You ain't got to worry. You'll be back. Yes.
Yes. But anyway, yes, we do have a show coming out. It's going to be on Facebook Live. It's 9:00 on Friday. We are in the process of developing our page. That's almost finished. We have an email address that we're going to be giving out for people who want to send in letters to talk about. We already have a national best-selling author who's going to become on. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. who's going to come on and talk. His books deal with relationship issues. So he's going to be coming. He's a gentleman out of Texas. So we have some great things. This is a very trying time for all of us. And most of us are isolated, not being able to see family and friends. And so we just wanted to bring some more fun and laughter, maybe learn some things in the process. So this is not, as I've said, this is not a male bashing show. It's not, any of that, but we just want to have a good time. So we hope that you all join us on Friday. We'll have more information coming out in the next couple of days, how you can contact us. And I think this is going to be great.
All right. Well, Kay Renee is in the co-host chair again tomorrow night. Miss Kim will be back before the week is out as well. And we still have much more to talk about. A lot of great feedback tonight. Thank you guys so much. Do me a favor. Go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's free. It's easy. Have as many people as you can subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell so you'll get the reminder of when the show is on. And Monday through Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a great 2 guests coming up on Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about staycations, and we're going to talk about some other things as well, too. And then don't forget, Thursday night is our Valentine's Day celebration, as well as it's the kickoff to the Lunar New Year. And so we'll talk about all of that on Thursday night as well, too. Really. Miss Kim, your closing thoughts tonight, my love.
Well, I just want everybody to know that God is here for you. He is your Father, and He wants you to communicate with Him. So make sure that you show Him a bit of gratefulness and talk to Him about what's going on. So my motto is always pray. Pray to God about your problems. He is your Father. He wants to hear from you. And then praise God. Praise Him for what He's doing. Praise Him for what He has done until He opens that door. Praise Him in the hallway, and then push for whatever it is that you are wanting. God's going to do His part. Make sure you do your part. When the woman with the issue of blood needed to be healed, she didn't just wait for Jesus to heal her. She made her way through the crowd and pulled the hem of His garment. And Jesus said, "Woman, you are healed." So participate in your own miracle. Pray, praise, and push. I love you all with the love of Jesus. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Absolutely. We love you as well, too. And I'm definitely going to play the lottery tomorrow. 676767. I'm going to divide it, add it, multiply it. I'm going to carry the 6 times the 2. I'm going to play the lottery tomorrow because we talked about the age of 67 so many damn times in the year 67 tonight that is mind-boggling. It really is. All right. So
I guess that's Art participating in his own miracle.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead.
Yeah,
right?
yes, honey. And I don't even play the lottery. So, yes. Amen. Kay Renee, go right ahead with your closing thoughts tonight, my dear.
Well, first and foremost, Art, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to just be me and be authentic. And in the show, Miss Kim, I'm just so blessed and thankful that you and I have met. I'm looking forward to us collaborating on Friday. And as you all know, I am Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets. And it would be, here's your nightly nugget for tonight. And it's by the namesake of the high school I went to, Whitney M. Young Jr. It is better to be prepared with no opportunity than to have an opportunity and not prepared. This is Make It Happen Monday. # always be prepared.
Oh, I love it. Always be prepared. Amen. Amen. All right. Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. We really, really do. All right. Don't forget that tomorrow night is staycation night. We have a wonderful travel expert coming to talk about amazing things you can do here in the Chicagoland area. Not only is it Valentine's weekend, but President's Day is Monday. So that means you can get a 3-day weekend next weekend, and you'll find out about some amazing things you can do right here in Chicago. I love staycations. That's what I did this weekend, and it was just absolutely amazing. I love going to a fancy hotel and luxuriating. I do. I just really, really
Mhm.
do.
I
All
know
right.
that's right.
Well, ladies, it is time for us to get on up out of here. We've done a great job tonight.
Great
If you
show.
guys,
Great show.
yes, if you, oh, and tomorrow night we're gonna talk about the girl who used the gorilla glue on her hair.
Oh Lord.
Baby, we'll talk
Woo,
about that.
child. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we don't even, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I, Kim, go ahead,
Let me
because
just say this.
please, yeah, please, and we'll
I
finish the
wash
conversation
my
tomorrow.
hair every day. I know I have natural hair. And I use this Marcel wax that's $2.19. And it's wonderful. And that's it. That's it.
Well,
So, God bless her.
I've been a man about my hair since I was young. My daddy, when I was little, used to cut all my hair bald, and I swore that when I got older, I would have the best hair you ever seen. And I am funny about what I put in my hair. I only use certain products and everything. And I used to wear my hair slick back in a ponytail years ago, but I guarantee you, I'm not putting no damn Gorilla Glue in my hair. And they even got a product called Gorilla Snot. I don't even know if I'm necessarily, yeah, a hair gel product is called Gorilla Snot. We'll talk about all this
we
tomorrow
have a
night.
history of putting, we used to put real lye in our hair. We all remember that scene in Malcolm X.
No.
Right.
So there's a whole
Yes.
history there.
Right. So we're gonna talk about black hair tomorrow night. I promise you guys that. Absolutely. Because that young lady, they've started a GoFundMe page for her and everything now. And really, I'm like, girl, that's your stupidity. So we'll talk about all that tomorrow night. All right. For more information about yours truly, go to my website, therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Everything you need to know is right there. Shout out to Wamelda Roundtree. That's my beloved Jean. I got a chance to see her today. One of our favorite viewers. We just love her. I did a drive-by on her today. I know I love her so much. I really, really do. Gorilla Snot equals lubricant for pulling cable through pipe. Oh, I didn't know that. You lying. Oh, I just know. Well, Gorilla Snot is a hair product too. We'll talk about that tomorrow, right?
I live such a sheltered life.
Me too. See, I use essence of and berries and elderberries and all in my hair.
Wait,
I'm like
Art.
Coming to America, right?
Wait, Art, that ain't nothing but an ultra perm.
Right. I'm like, who would, like, girl, what made you think? Okay, we'll talk about all that tomorrow.
Well, where do you get it?
What?
Oh goodness.
The Gorilla Glue.
Oh, she thought because it said gorilla, and it's not even in the same section. Like, even if you shopping in a store, hair products and Gorilla Glue wouldn't even be near each other. And so much she saw it, I guess, at home. I'll have the whole story tomorrow, because this was trending this weekend. This was to the point that she went to the ER talking about she washed her hair 15 times. Now, being a person who loves great hair, and I do love great hair, that heifer did have a great snatchback, but now it's not. She gonna be in trouble. I love a great snatchback, I really do. But no, they gonna have to. They can't even shave her head at this point.
I saw that. I saw the TikTok.
They can't even shave it. Right. So I don't know. Yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to her. But no, everybody is saying, Gorilla Snot is a hair product. I have it. I'll list all the products tomorrow night. But I don't.
I thought I heard everything. I'm just done.
Keep on living.
But I'm like everybody else too.
Right.
The brush that she used, all of that should have, because Gorilla Glue is no joke. I use Gorilla Glue in my home. I mean, not the glue, the tape. And the tape, when you go to rip the tape, don't do it with your lip. You damn near will tear all the flesh off your lip trying to cut this tape. So I don't get that. Yeah, I don't. Now people saying she used acetone. Okay, so Booker T asked what is a snatchback? Booker T, a snatchback is when a ponytail is brought back really tight and the hair is laid super flat. A tight ponytail pulled all the way back. The hair is laid down flat and tight. That's what it is. All right, Lord, everybody is talking about this Gorilla Glue. I have Gorilla Glue. Right, that Gorilla Glue tape will mess you up. So that's why I don't understand that right. I don't even get it. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. All right, you guys, we love you so much.
Right.
On behalf of my two amazing co-hosts, the fabulous Miss Kim Coleman, Sister Girl Speaks, based out of Oklahoma City, the darling Miss Kay Renee, creator of Karen's Nuggets, and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims. We thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We love you all so very much. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock when we'll talk about staycations right here in our beautiful city of Chicago. How about that?
And Gorilla Glue.
Baby, everybody talking about this Gorilla Glue. Look, everybody, right, everybody. Oh, and here's the deal. That girl was 40 years old that glued her hair. She was 40. That's all I'm going to say. She was 40. She was 40 years old.
But you know what? If she's smart, she's going to make a killing off of this.
Oh, that's what she's doing now. That's
I would, yeah.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow night. We'll talk about all that because half the people starting to think this may have been some BS, and then now she want to sue Gorilla Glue. Girl, you girl, sit down. Yeah. Don't be suing Gorilla Glue. I love their products, but you just don't mess with them. You use them sparingly. I'm trying to tear that Gorilla tape with your teeth. You'll tear your whole damn lip off. All right, we love you guys.
Love you too.
Ladies, say good night. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
we love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great night. Bye.
Okay.
Stay safe.